Oh my god, that might have been the worst quad head I've ever hit in my entire life. Okay, so Shadowplay seems to be working now, thank God, because if I have to re-record this video for a third time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyways, what's going on, guys? It's Soul Rage, and welcome back to some Black Ops Cold War. I really hope you guys enjoyed those clips at the start of the video. Just a little disclaimer, I hit all of those within the past 2 days, ever since this whole 80s Action Heroes event has started here in Black Ops Cold War. The whole Season 3 Reloaded, we got this going on, and now we got Standoff. But also, again, worth mentioning that within the past 2 days with this update, we got a massive sniper nerf that came to the game. Which I want to go ahead and say this right off the bat. It is nowhere near as bad as I had initially thought it was going to be, because I, and a lot of other snipers, as you would probably expect when we saw this on Twitter on Tuesday, I believe it was, a lot of us were not very happy. We were pissed at the assumption that Treyarch had just once again completely turned the snipers on their head and just ruined them even further than what they are. But honestly, again, they're really not all that bad. There is a lot to cover. I mean, I do have the patch notes pulled up beside me. So long story short, what they really did with all of the snipers in this game is that they basically wanted to make them feel more individualized, if that makes sense. So for example, here on the snipers like the Swiss and the Pellington, they're a lot more mobile snipers. You know, they're the faster firing snipers, so they're going to be like lighter feeling to use, if that makes sense, as compared to, again, something like the ZRG and the Barrett, where they're a lot heavier, clunkier to use. And unfortunately, like, as much as I hate to say it, like, I really think they messed up the Tundra really badly, which I hate to say it because this is still my favorite sniper in the game. So again, long story short, with them adding in all of this individualized feeling to the snipers, again, it's a lot to get into. I'll go ahead and leave the patch notes in the description if you guys haven't already seen it by now. But what they did was they basically nerfed a lot of the bullet velocity across all of the snipers. They did a lot of individual tuning to the ADS times, as well as some other sorts of like sprint to fire penalties. But the biggest thing that they did here across the board entirely, like if you guys haven't noticed it by now, they completely destroyed the airborne elastic wrap. It was 90% flinch resistance, which this was the thing that a lot of us were expecting anyway, but they took down the ADS time across the board for down from like 12% to 5%. Also, again, they took away more of the sprint to fire time, so now the airborne elastic wrap across all of the snipers is just completely useless. Well, I won't say it's completely useless, but for, you know, somebody like me who likes to run around and snipe and quickscope, if you will, the serpent wrap is the best wrap to now go ahead and use. As far as the rest of the attachments go, there's no massive changes to any of the attachments. I'm still running pretty much the exact same loadout on all of the snipers, maybe here besides the Barrett. I think up until this point in time, I was using stuff like the Infiltrator grip and the Bruiser grip just for more movement on the Barrett, but I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about, because the Barrett, I would say, got the biggest buff, but also at the same time, I guess I can't really say like the biggest nerf, because I still feel like that's kind of the Tundra, but there is this massive movement penalty with the Barrett that I'll go ahead and show you guys once we get in game, which still begs the question as to why the snipers had to get adjusted like this. I mean, after seeing Tony Flame's tweet on it, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I think he was saying something along the lines of that he's not the main weapon balance guy anymore, and that this is something that the Treyarch team has had set in plan for a while. I know I definitely talked about this in one of my recent videos where I went back and I sniped on every single Black Ops. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll also go ahead and leave that down in the description below as well. I just really don't seem to get why Treyarch just consistently feels the need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to sniping in their games. Which actually, to an extent, I might take that back, because, I mean, for a series like Call of Duty that's been going on for like 20 years, you gotta switch it up every once in a while. Especially for annual releases, you know, you gotta keep things fresh. But there's just certain things that I feel like don't need to be touched. And quite honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, whatever system they had going in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, I feel like was pretty solid. There's just something about sniping and just how irritated people get at it, which, again, I completely understand, trust me. I completely understand how annoying us snipers can be, especially the ones that run around a quickscope all of the time. I can't speak on this considering the fact that I don't play controller, but apparently there is this aim assist option called Precision. I believe it's in this game. Don't know if it's a Modern Warfare, but apparently it's turned everybody on controllers into some like quickscoping demons, which, lo and behold, turns a lot of people into essentially complaining and thinking that, you know, all the snipers are completely overpowered, which, again, in the sense of having no flinch, I completely understand that. That is ridiculous. But what also ties into this is the fact fact that the people that consistently call out for these snipers to get nerfed and like, oh my god, they're so overpowered, like, how are the snipers even complaining? They're so good. I feel like the reality of it is that a lot of the more casual Call of Duty players are like, just like the people that don't even snipe in the first place, will see these clips that a lot of us snipers hit. Guys like Scope and Arkin and just a whole bunch of people, like, there's so many people I can name. They see all of these ridiculous clips where people are just consistently popping off with, again, what we call and what we know as the slowest and weakest snipers that we've ever had in Call of Duty, and they're all just like, how is this even possible? How are they doing this? What are you guys talking about? They're so overpowered. Again, it's because I feel like a lot of the casual players see this kind of thing. They just make all of the assumptions that the snipers are overpowered in their eyes when they're really not. And the reality of it is that a lot of us snipers that are good with them have been sniping for years and years on end. Over the course of the years that sniping has been messed with, again, especially starting back in Black Ops 1, the snipers have had to consistently adapt over the years. Especially when it comes to Treyarch games. Like, it always seems like Treyarch is just trying to mess with something, man. But I really do believe that us snipers have had to adapt more so to the constant changes in Treyarch games as compared to Red Gunners. Basically, the point that I'm trying to reiterate here is that there's not going to be a lot of players that are going to be able to pick up a sniper for the first time in, you know, some of these newer COD games and just completely start decimating right away. That's not how it works. It's not how it works with snipers. It's not how it really works with any new skill that you try to learn, like, right off the bat. But again, I just feel like it's a lot of those casual players that just kind of, you know, see these ridiculous clips, start calling for all these nerfs. The devs are trying to, you know, play devil's advocate, I guess I could say. There also was another tweet from Tony Flame where he was talking about how, well, we have to try and make these changes or else everyone's going to snipe, and he was bringing up some data that, you know, that the usage of snipers has increased over the past couple of months, when in reality there's been a snipers only mosh pit in this game that was just taken out a couple of days ago. The snipers only mosh pit in this game, I believe, has been in the game since, what, Season 2, and it just got removed like 2-3 days ago, maybe? So yeah, no shit there's gonna be more people consistently using snipers when you've left a snipers only game mode in the game for months on end. I don't know what goes on. I really wish that there could be some more, you know, like, open data sharing, communication like this with the devs. I know it might be possible, but again, I also don't know, or I would actually go ahead and assume that it's probably under some sort of, like, Activision NDA. Obviously, the devs can't tell us exactly everything that they're working on, which, you know, makes sense, but I feel like in certain things like this, I don't know, certain data analytics, I really feel like could be shared, and it would be for the betterment of everybody. Oh yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about the Barrett in this game now. So when you're running, if you guys notice right there how after I took that shot, like, if you try and move, it's like your feet are stuck in cement. Again, also, if I'm not mistaken, there was a buff to the Rxqe. We've got this massive sniper overhaul with all of this individual balancing and, like, so many people crying out to nerf the snipers even further, but we got a buff to arguably the best assault rifle in the game. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and call the Rxqe the best assault rifle in the game. I mean, I feel like I even said that when I was making my DM Ultra video on the assault rifles. But I'm also gonna go ahead and go off the fact that it's literally what the pros use, and yet they increased bullet velocity on it. Like, what? I'm just not understanding the logic as to what's going on. I mean, really, at the end of the day, the only thing that I really expected them to do was some sort of flinch resistance nerf or increase, or I don't even know how you're supposed to word that properly. Basically just give all the snipers flinch, and in return just give us, like, a little bit of an increase in the ADS speed. That's all we really needed. I don't understand what the whole point of this insane, you know, like, complete overhaul was, but I mean, hey, to your own, Treyarch. And now again, like I was saying at the start of the video though, is that it's really not as bad as I, again, thought it was going to be. And I'm so thankful that it's not, because again, my assumption was that, again, they were gonna completely tank it, and it was gonna be some, like, Black Ops 4 PC type of logic, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I really am glad that I didn't record this video before the nerf went live, or, you know, like, right at that time, because I was ready to fire on all cylinders of a rant. Because as soon as I heard that they were, oh my goodness, because again, as soon as I heard that they were touching something with the ADS, my assumption was that it was just, like, across all of the wraps. But again, like I was mentioning a little bit ago, the one that you want to be using on all of the snipers from now on, if you have it unlocked, is the Serpent wrap, because it gives you a 14% increase here on the Swiss. It's a 12% increase over on the Pellington, and unfortunately here on the Tundra, they took it down from 12 to 10. Barrett obviously got a very, very nice ADS increase, and I think there was a little bit of an radius increase with the ZRG, but still that movement trade-off because of how heavy that sniper is and how it one-shots to almost every part of the body. I'm gonna go ahead and keep swapping through the snipers here in a little bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. I didn't really notice anything too crazy here with the Pellington. Still feels pretty good. Can't really complain about it. I'm still so sad about this though, man. Like, my Tundra. My poor Tundra, man. I love this sniper so much. Now, I feel like this might just be me, but like when you go to like aim in for the first time, if you haven't fired a shot from the Tundra yet, like something that I've noticed is for some reason it feels really, really slow, but once you start, you know, following up with all of these shots, the Tundra starts to feel a lot better. And this is always what I've really enjoyed about the Tundra, like ever since it's been in the game, is that it's been that perfect middle ground of damage and speed. Now, although I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the Swiss has rapidly become my new favorite sniper in this game. Like I've completely been maining this sniper ever since it came out. Ever since I basically got the Tiger Team barrel for this thing, haven't stopped using it. And especially again over the past couple of days, like since this update has come out, I really wanted to you know, take some time to use all the snipers and really get a good feeling for how they all each individually perform before I, you know, just went ahead and made some sort of daily video on it. But I still absolutely love the Tundra. Like, don't get me wrong, it's just that it now, in comparison to something here like the Swiss, it just doesn't really seem all that worth using, especially again for somebody like me and the way that I play the game, my play style. I feel like you're much better off maining the Swiss and then swapping to another sniper or running like a double Swiss class. I feel like in a weird sense, this whole sniper nerf is beautifully ironic because it was kind of a buff in a sense, I guess. Again, I'm just so glad it was nowhere near as bad as I initially was thinking it was going to be. Oh, okay, well, that was my one opportunity to try and hit something, and I missed completely. I don't want to talk about it. Oh my goodness. Okay, well. What the? It just killed me. I didn't deserve that kill at all. Okay. Yeah, I forgot they added this baseball bat. I think this literally came out today on the 22nd. I want to see if I can bop somebody in the head with this. The sound it makes. Come on with this wall. Bonk. This is the anti-horny weapon here in Cold War. Bonk. No horny. Bonk. Alright, yeah, that's enough. They clearly want to win that game, and I cannot be bothered to compete right now. So anyways, though, guys, on that note, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I do want to apologize for being a little late on this update video. I really do want to try to get this video up on Sunday. Again, I feel so bad because my summer semester for university started, and I was taking care of a whole lot of homework. It's 2 classes that are only lasting a month, so it's going to be a little chaotic, but I got it. I can handle it, I think. I hope. Also, feel free to go ahead and join into my Discord so you guys never miss pings when I post new videos here to YouTube, as well as when I go live on Twitch. Once again, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you guys did. Subscribe if you're new. It's been Soul Rage, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody.